What is up, guys? It is your boy MOJO Mojo here, and I'm back with another review video, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, today I am here to review the classic game, the classic IP Shadow of the Beast that was remade into this beautiful game that we've seen before. So this is probably one of the best looking games I've ever seen for an indie. Like, this game is actually pretty damn amazing. It definitely will have you, be surprised on how good the graphics are for an indie. So, enough with all this talk, enough with all this blather, and let's jump right into the review here. So let's get started with the combat. The combat of the game runs at 60 frames per second, so it runs very smooth, but timing is everything. As you go along the game, yeah, you could always just run through it, mashing the square button, mashing the triangle button, but you might not be very good at the game when you try beast mode. On top of that, you just won't get a lot of points to upgrade your stuff, which, and I'll get into that later in the review, but as you can see on the top of the screen, as the multiplier hits are adding up, you want to try to time everything right, and try to really manage your attacks properly, and try to build the highest combo that you can. That way you can really truly become a beast in this game. So what I'm doing right here isn't really the best example, but that's alright though. Now what I did right here is that's the move, that special move that gives you the most points. This is the move that I do right here, where it gives you the most bloodthirsty points. Wraith, as they like to call it. It's pretty brutal, and actually it's actually my favorite execution to use. And then there's also, last but not least, the last move that you have right here, which also gives you life that you have lost in the battle that you were occurring in. I'll put this next clip in for you guys in slow motion so you guys can see what else is going on for this segment. As you can see, I am blocking right here, and you cannot block from both sides. If you block from one side and point towards the other, you will get hit on the other side, so block with caution. And also, when I was showing you guys the special moves before, don't forget that if you can see on the bottom left of the screen, the more damage and the more attacks that you do onto an enemy, that's how you fill it up. Each of those specials take on a bar of your, they just call it blood in this game. Think of it as blood echoes from Bloodborne in a different way. And another great thing that this game did that stood out to me the most was the different set pieces that they have. A lot of these levels look very distinctual, although you will see a bit of an orange in a couple of levels. But starting from the first level, the second level, and everything looks beautiful, really, like the landscape and all that. And I love the way how sometimes when the cutscene goes in, it shows you like the landscape. Completely unique designs on enemies, unique levels, really great stuff that this development team has gotten into, so you really, when you play these levels, everything feels a bit different and very distinctual. You definitely don't feel like you're playing the same level over and over again, as you may feel, as the way you play in some other platforming games, where the levels could be over, the same. And another thing that really comes to mind when I play this game, and you're about to hear for yourself in a second, and definitely, if you decide to go pick it up, this has to be one of the coolest sounding, it has to be one of the coolest soundtracks I've ever heard in the game. Just listen to it, man. I really love it. It's really unique. One thing that does have to be noted about this game is that there is only 7 levels, and these levels, they won't take you very long to beat. You should be able to beat most of these levels in a little under an hour, although as you see right here, Hydra's Castle might take you a bit longer, because that level, to me, it was my personal favorite, did happen to have the most puzzles that you had to solve in that one, but really each level should only take you around 30 to 45 minutes on average if you're playing on normal. As you go through the game, you're going to want to keep track of your points, because the points that you gain during the levels. You could use it to unlock anything that's in either from combat to unlocking the old school digital game to unlocking subtitles for the characters because they have different subtitles. So it's like you unlocking, yourself into a deeper story. There's definitely talismans, which is modding your character, and amongst a few other things that you get to see that are pretty cool. But mainly for the, for your character, you want to focus on the talismans, and of course, upgrading your abilities throughout the game as well, so you can, unleash a lot more chaos. When you beat the game, you're definitely going to want to try out beast mode to really challenge yourself, though do take into account that you may revive yourself as much as you want as long as you consume an innocent soul, whether if you're on beginner or if you're on normal mode. But if you are on beast mode, you have to get platinum encounters, or just don't die at all, of course, but that's the hard way to go. You're going to want to get platinum encounters when you have an encounter like you just saw before you when I was attacking everyone. You're going to want to perfect those, and when you perfect those, that's when you get elixir, so when you die, you get to bring yourself back to life. But if you don't have that, you're just going to have to restart the whole fucking level all over again, and trust me, that's a pain in the ass. And after beating the remake version of Shadow of Beast, I got to go back and I got to play the classic Shadow of Beast just a little bit though. And you probably would have guessed it. Yes, I do suck at this one, much more than I do in the new one. But it does, when I go back to the new one, does make me appreciate that I didn't grow up in this era of gaming, because I probably would have got my ass kicked multiple times, as you see right here. Look at me, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Anyways, all in all, the game is it's a solid game, and I love the fact that you can switch back and forth between the new one and the old one, or just play the old one. I definitely feel like this is definitely a game for the old school gamers. It'd be like if they went back and remade Shinobi. If they remade Shinobi in the light of manner of how they remade Shadow of the Beast, like this one on the PS4 with the graphics and all that stuff, I would fucking fall in love with it. That was a game I used to play as a kid. Now I never got to play this one as a kid. But guys, if you used to play Shadow of the Beast, I have a feeling you guys might like this, because you do get the new age gore, and you get the new age easiness, as you'd say, although the puzzles can get to you a little bit. But it's a really good solid platformer, and honestly, if I had to rate this game, if I had to rate my experience after spending $20 and getting at least, I think, maybe 5 hours in total gameplay, and then the replay value, and then of course if you're a trophy hunter, you can get the platinum trophy, I said all in all, it was a really great experience. And but I can't give it anything like crazy, so I'm gonna have to give this game 7.5 out of 10, and I think that's honestly really fair score to give this game. For what it was amazing. I do not regret buying it. Absolutely, I'm gonna go back to it, and I'm gonna try a few things. I'm gonna try to platinum it. But if you guys want my recommendation, I definitely say it's kind of coin toss in the air, but it really depends on to you. It really falls all upon you, and I think after watching this video, I think you guys will have a definite answer if you should buy this or not. Well, anyways, this is your boy MOJO Mojo Siesta. Thanks for watching my review.